Hey everybody, today I am with English Broken Business.
You good, brother?
Yeah, good, and you?
I'm good, my brother.
So today we are talking about how people help to fight against criminality and poverty in Cape Town and all around.
Your name again?
Etienne.
Etienne.
Yes, sorry.
My man, I forget your name.
You should blame my parents for this name.
It's such a very beautiful name, my brother. Etienne. Welcome to South Africa. It's Menzi here from English Broken Business, South Africa, Cape Town.
To begin, tell me about your YouTube channel and your activity.
We are English Broken Business. We've been operating for almost a year now. We are based here in South Africa, in Cape Town. Every week we drive around in the Western Cape trying to document the positive stories that are happening around the townships of Cape Town. In most cases, people are perceived, people from the location as dangerous people, and because they're from the locations that are very dangerous, there's criminality that's happening,
Are you from the township?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Born and bred, yes. But not here in Cape Town, in
Which
Johannesburg.
one? Johannesburg,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I was born and bred in Johannesburg, and yeah, I've got the background of what the township looks like and what it means to live in a township.
Okay, and why is it important to do that for you?
In a way, we're trying to tell that story of saying that, guys, wherever you come from, in which corner you are, in which place you are, it's still possible from you to rise in those places.
And what is, if you have maybe one or two most touching stories, what would you tell?
We quite have a lot of touching stories. And so there is a lady that we interviewed not so long ago again. The lady, she's from a very, very poor background. She had to quit school, and start working at a very early age, But because she's a dreamer and all that, she went to a school of designing, and today she's got her own designing shop. She designed dresses, she designed suits, she designed t-shirts, she designed a lot of clothes.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
Yes, so it's those things that it doesn't matter what people are going through or they are facing in the township, you understand? As we come with a different angle to say you can still come out of that situation. And every week we are documenting stories. Every week, every week we get different people from different walks of life, whether it's a male or it's a female. We want those hardcore stories, from the location.
Avec cette chaîne YouTube, Menzi et son équipe mettent en lumière des gens issus des townships en racontant leurs histoires inspirantes. Et ils ne sont pas les seuls à œuvrer contre la pauvreté et la criminalité. De leur côté, Simpiwe, Keketso et Sibu se sont rencontrés en prison. Pour éduquer, aider et faire le bien autour d'eux, ils ont créé leur association.
My name is Keketso Mbobosi. I live in Kailicha. I'm a member of Give Back to Parents.
What is Give Back to Parents?
Give Back to Parents is a non-profit organization company that is giving back to lots of people, just to give back, just to say thank you to the community, just to change the mindset of the young people that change is possible. Actually, to say thank you to our parents, we'll go to taxi rank, we'll pay for them for the taxi fare to go to work, and we'll give them just 2 words just to encourage them not to stop praying, because we, as Give Back to Parents, are the fruits of their prayers.
And what does that mean for you to do that?
It feels good. For me to do that, it feels good. You see, Give Back to Parents can change a lot of people. We were in locations, we know how to live in locations. We've done a lot of things that people done in locations. We were in prison. So now we just want to show them that it doesn't work. We need to change. We need to change the mindset. Crime doesn't pay. Crime doesn't pay. We just have to change. We just have to do the good things for our inner souls, just to feel good. I didn't know by doing good, you will feel good. We are an example that shows that crime doesn't work. We did crime, we went to prison, we come out of prison, we saw that crime doesn't work. We've already walked that path for them, so there's no use for them to walk the same path. We have already done that for them. So that's the message that we are giving them. We did it for you guys. There's no need for you to go there. It doesn't work. That's the message that we want to give to them.
Pour Simpiwe, Give Back to Parents permet de renforcer son témoignage auprès des jeunes.
My name is Simpiwe. Born and bred in Cape Town. My mission is to break the stuff and to give some new ideas to the youth. So remember, while we were doing crime, there was those guys that were seeing us as mentors. We did go to prison, we served our sentence there, and that we learn our mistake there. So those guys, when we come out, we never get back to them and show them what's the right path. It's kind of a way to approach, because by myself alone, it will be difficult. We are trying now to show them that, guys, we did a mistake by doing this, but this is the way of doing things. Not that time of getting a gun, robbing a guy, whatever, you see. So now by doing this, it's like we're trying to show them that was wrong, this is right.
Sibou, lui, parle même d'une nouvelle vie.
I'm part of that structure, and I've seen, how that brings so much impact into our society. We all come from prison. We were once the troublemakers, but now we are the problem solvers. You see, the three of us, we met in prison. You see, but then, at that time, we had like a different languages that we were speaking. But then there were elements of, if maybe we had an opportunity to be outside, what is it that we can do differently? We never knew that one day we would be able to form this company, which is a non-profit company that we have today. But because of the man above, which is God, you see, he's the one that orchestrated.
Pour cette série documentaire, Sibou m'a ouvert les portes de son bureau, dans la ville du Cap, chez City Mission. C'est une association qui vient en aide aux plus démunis, mais celle qui en parle le mieux, c'est encore la directrice.
My name's Carmen Daniels, and I'm the CEO of City Mission. So it started way back in District 6 in 1902, was with Frederick George Lowe. He came here just during his lunch break, sharing his lunch with the poor and sharing the gospel of Christ. From that, it kind of evolved into this organization that we have today. And so just from one man sharing his heart and sharing his lunch with the poor, it became something very big and very different 120 years later, and we're still doing much of the same thing.
What are your different missions? Can you tell me about that?
Well, what they are is 3 different areas of focus. So the first area we would do is aid and relief. Generally, it's around providing meals for the poor. So through that, we would generally get donations and supplies of goods and food and things that we can prepare for people and then distribute that. Then we have community training and development component, and that component really is to equip people to have the tools to be able to better their lives. So that would be basic computer training courses, or it would be life skills. There's community development through football and teaching life skills and just whole life coaching. And another component is our restorative support. So that's reintegration and rehabilitation of ex-offenders, youth at risk, to give them an opportunity to just enter into society, re-enter into society. Oftentimes they come out of prison, so have served many years, and there's a massive gap between that and being able to find good employment or being able to make a life for themselves outside of the environments which they knew before.
Sibou s'occupe du 3e pilier, la réinsertion. Dans un pays où le gouvernement peine à répondre aux enjeux sociaux et où le taux de criminalité est l'un des plus élevés au monde, il consacre sa vie à la lutte contre la criminalité.
We've got like a program of youth at risk before they start to commit a crime. I mean, we're there for them to show them the consequences. We also have like a program of the guys that are coming out of prison. We have like a halfway flat in our premises where we accommodate them as well. Cameroon, I mean, is part of that program as well. We also have like ladies that also having the same background coming out of prison and exited the life of prostitution.
Yeah. All right, different missions to help people to find a path and to create something.
Quite right.
What does that mean for you to do that?
Yeah, for me, man, I don't take this as a job. You see, I take it as a calling. To help a human being, it's something else, man. It gives you an inner peace. I believe that is why I am here for in this world. You see, to help where I can. You see, for me, you can give me anything. You see, but if you give me someone that wants to change his life, desperate, want to be assisted, I'm telling you, brother, even at 3 a.m. in the morning, I will wake up. You see, because I know how to sleep without food. I know to walk miles and miles with barefoot. You see, so to us it's not more about engaging intellectually. We also put our heart into where the need is. I spent most of my youth years in prison. You see, I went through a lot in my life. While I was in prison, I was very deeply involved in gang activities in prison, and I became one of the highest ranks. You see, but deep down I wanted to change, but because of my circumstances, so I never had that platform to change my life while I was in prison, but it was a desire to do what I'm currently doing. I think if I never had this opportunity to be part of City Mission, I don't think that today I would be where I am in my life. I remember when I reached out to City Mission, I was a very broken young man. You see, that really wants a platform that can be able to assist so that I can change. But I mean, the minute when I get the platform, which was 11 years back, you see, I thought, you know what, let me grasp this opportunity like an egg. You know, when you had egg in your hand, you know if it's broken, there will be no ways that it can be mended again. For me to be part of this organization was a game changer, you see. And as I said earlier on, I mean, I've got Cameroon next to me. I mean, he was one of the young men that this organization allows me to meet. And I met him while he was in prison. And I mean, he's here to tell his great story.
My name is Cameron. I was born in Cape Town, but I grew up in a province called Eastern Cape. I met City Mission while I was in prison. So it happened that I dropped out of school while I was still at a very low, where I used to grow up, you know, in my family, you know, the function of my family, which is from my mother's side. So it happened that there were rules in the house, you know, so I can't do as I please. But when I went to my father's family, which is from my father's side, and when I come there and the function in the family, there were no rules, you know, so I can do as I wish. Then it happened that I end up smoking drugs, I end up drinking alcohol. During the week, we could put money by for the end of the week, which is the weekend, then we know that we have enough money to drink. So bear in mind, I said, for me, in order to fit amongst them, you know, I had to do whatever that they're doing, you know, so did crime and stuff, you know, whereby I end up in prison. So I was being sentenced 12 years in prison. So I served actually 5 years inside. So I also was so much involved, you know, with the gang activities in prison. So I became one of the numbers in prison. So while I was busy, you know, I was busy with the life in prison, and then that is when so it came up that I was caught with drugs in prison. And when I was caught, I was being sentenced 3 years, but they didn't give me the 3 years. So they hanged the 3 years, so they give me 5 months. So in between the 5 months, if I was being caught again with the drugs, so I will get the 3 years, or I have to pay a fine of 5,000 rand. So I was being sentenced 30 days in the single cells. In the single cells, you are alone there. And I had enough time to think. And I was like, you know what, but I think enough is enough, I want to change my life, but I didn't know where to start, and I was so hopeless and I didn't have any direction, how can I be able to get out of the life that I'm living. And I managed to approach one of the prison wards that is it possible that I can go to A section, which is an academic section. There's a lot of activities, in between football, you can play rugby, volleyball, you can also be able to play drums as well, be part of the band. So they allowed me to go to A section. So when I came there, then I was part of playing football and also singing choir as well. And while I was there, and then I realized, I think this is what I need, into my life, so that I can be able to develop this change, But at that moment, I was still very hopeless, So it happened that one day I was sitting in the courtyard and I see Sibu, and he had this session with the guys, and something said to me that I must go and listen to him, what is it that he's saying, Because for me, it's very rare to see someone that is coming from outside into prison, wearing this free, outside clothes, And I was like, no, let me just go and listen. But when I came there, and while he was speaking to the guys, I asked him how can I be able to be part of the program, and stuff. And then he said to me, no, you know what? There's no qualification that you need to be part of the program. You can just come when you feel to come, and stuff. And that is when I started to be part of the program. My life was being changed, and that is when I started to receive to get hope into my life. And I was like, okay, you know what, I think there is so much goodness inside me, but I just need people. I needed people that can be able to bring that goodness out. So in 2019, then I came out of prison. The very first day, I went back to my family, but I saw that, hey, if I'm going to continue love here, then definitely I will go back to prison, end up doing crime again, or I will die. Because the only way of getting my basic needs is to do crime. So, and then I reached out to City Mission, and City Mission granted me the opportunity whereby I can be part of City Mission. I can stay in the halfway flat. As I'm speaking now, I am actually now part of City Mission, living in the halfway flat. I've been doing life skill programs, computer classes, and one of the conversations that I had with Sibu, them, and they asked me, what is it that you want to do with your life, And I was like, you know what, if I can get an opportunity to go back to school, I would grab that, I would appreciate it. So I always knew that there is a lack of education into my life, because I can't read. I can't write. I'm back at school, so I'm now 2 years. So for me, if I didn't reach out, to City Mission, I would have been where I am today.
So this is your new life now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where we grew up in the township, you only know what is in front of you. What you've been exposed to,
Yes, I see. And now, how do you see the future?
For me, I can see it much clearer now. I have a mentor, I have spiritual parents that can be able to guide me, into that direction. Even if when you make decisions, you will doubt yourself, and that is when maybe you can be able also to make wrong decisions in your life, whereby you will regret it at the end of the day, the decision that you make into your life. But now it's much clearer. Any decision that I'm making, I have so much confidence into the decision that I'm making.
Des parcours de vie bouleversants, des citoyens actifs qui s'engagent pour changer leur vie et celle des autres. Un travail de titan, mais l'Afrique du Sud semble pouvoir trouver un nouveau souffle grâce à son âme, ses âmes.
Thank you so much, my brother.
I have learned a little bit of closer.
Oh,
I know
okay.
Molo,
Molo.
and Mlungu. I'm a Mlungu.
Yes, you are. What do you say?
Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much, my brother. No, you don't have feelings.
No,
No, it's okay, my brother.
that's too much for me.